It's your lucky day. You guys got 2 streams one day. Check them both out. This is my part 2. This is the stream where I'm going to let it rip. Okay, I'm going to talk about why authenticity is so hard as you're growing in your own spiritual development. What to do about it. At the end of the video, I will jump a little bit into Break the Mold and tell you a little bit about my Radical Authenticity program to teach you how to be completely authentic and radically confident in yourself. Get that unshakable swagger, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm a little miffed, and I've been thinking about this all day, which is dumb, but I checked in with my guides. I wouldn't normally share something like this, and they were like, let it rip, please. So I know that it's got some significant value spiritually, transformationally, through alchemy, as well as just showcasing why authenticity is so goddamn hard. It shouldn't be hard. It should be the easiest thing in the world to be yourself. But I'm going to tell you why it's so hard. It's so hard because other people have to inject their mother effing opinions. They force themselves into your reality when you're just being you. If you are not here on this planet pretending, you are attracting attention. If you're attracting attention, for me, at least 80% of that attention is negative attention. And it's like, okay, well, what the hell do I do with that negative attention? And it's exhausting to handle it every day. What I do in Break the Mold, the programs, I teach you how to set the boundaries. I teach you how to release codependency. I teach you the things that I practice on a day-to-day basis so that I actually can manage being totally radically authentic and confident and not change my behavioral patterns because of what strangers on the street might do or might think about me. And most of you are changing your behavioral patterns because of what a stranger on the street might say or might think about you. Because it creates a conflict, and then we don't know how to deal with conflict unless you're like me. And I'm constantly practicing my skills to get better at it and edit how I handle conflict in the moment, which has little to do with like placating or downplaying whatever the conflict is, and everything to do with like, did I show up in the way that I wanted to, and how can I edit that and still get the same results without ever being in danger or harm? So I'm constantly working through that process. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story from this morning and a story from last month around experiences of me just living my daily life, but I'm different than most people. But I shouldn't be different than most people. I'm just like, I live in Los Angeles. Like, I look pretty. I look like a Los Angelian. I do my thing. I go for walks. I eat well, I exercise, I am not bothering anyone. I actually would just prefer to be left alone. And still, people will find ways to interject themselves into my reality in ways that, I mean, it's just gonna happen because people are stupid. It's just gonna happen. We deal with ignorance, we deal with the mass population, no matter what city you're in, are programmed to point out people and things that do things differently and either call them nuts, crazy, what's wrong with you. They move into criticism and demeaning behaviors, especially with women. This is especially a masculine to feminine dynamic, meaning a woman that is doing her own thing. Like, men go out of their way to criticize women that are different or pioneering women. Like, they literally go out of their way. I don't know that I'm ever confronted by women. Not ever, is it rarely. Maybe I'll give an example of that. Well, not rarely, but the men, it's much more significant. I'm dealing with like confrontation with men just for me being myself, like probably every 2 to 3 days. With women, maybe it's every 8 days, right? Or it's like very energetic because they're all psychic and they're sending me weird ass vibes and I just deal with it that way. Be yourself, yeah. Get it. You guys, let's see the fit. I just have normal jeans on today. I have nothing to show. Much of these comments are nonsense, but I see a couple of you in here. Anyway, story number 1. This morning, I do this every morning and every evening. It is part of my ritual. I am a shaman, and it's not even like I'm not like walking outside in fucking suede with a drum. Like, I'm not looking to attract attention. attention. I look like I belong in the neighborhood that I'm in Los Angeles. Like, I just look like a normal human. I shouldn't be attracting this level of attention. Anyway, one of my rituals every morning, every evening, when I leave my house, I touch a tree because the trees contain data and wisdom for me. They're one of my active channels. So I'm getting a really grounded connection, and I'm getting my channeling ability, my spiritual ability comes through. So I do it every morning, every evening, probably maybe 2 minutes. I'm like hanging out at a tree for 2 minutes, maybe. Because I know that people get a little weird. I do my full channeling rituals when, generally speaking, when there aren't as many people around, like actually at a park. But anyway, I'm intelligent. I know how to navigate this stuff, and still it's hard to be authentic. It's not hard for me because I'm so active about it, but it's likely hard for you guys. You're likely following the leader in a lot of areas of your life without even intentionally realizing it. It's so subconscious. You're designing your behavioral patterns around negative experiences that you might have if you stand out. It's very subconscious, especially for women. It's happening a lot. Men are much more, they'll stand out in a more negative way. Whatever, I won't get into it. But there are gender differences here as well. So I walk outside this morning, I touch the goddamn tree. Like, my hand is on the tree because I need an active connection. I will never explain myself either, by the way, and that's something you guys should know. Like, when you're authentic, there's no reason to explain yourself. I'm explaining it now because I'm teaching. But in the moment, when you're just being you, and strangers decide to do weird things that strangers do, just like how they do on the internet or on YouTube, like, explaining yourself gives them part of your energy, and I have a complete refusal for it. I'm like, if you injected yourself into my reality and you're a stranger, I'm gonna treat you like one. You ever hear that phrase, don't take candy from strangers? Like, my inner child is not about to fucking converse with a stranger who's criticizing me on the street. Anyway, I have my hand on the tree. I'm meditating with the tree for like 60 seconds. I'm not even joking you, maybe 90 seconds. And I realized the car in front of me, I had my headphones on, I was listening to music too, some meditation. And there was a car like parked ahead of, like down the street from the tree, probably like 15 feet away from me. And it took me a minute to sync up to what was happening, but all of a sudden the fucking tinted windows dropped down. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, there's a creeper over here. God, we gotta handle this like in the morning. Like, please, just go away. Anyway, so I ignore it. I continue to meditate with a tree. And then I hear a voice, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is this, like, this mother effer's trying to get my attention? I'm already not paying attention to you on purpose. Take a hint. He rolls the window down a little bit more. Creepy as F, by the way. And this dude thought he was doing me a service. And this happens a lot to me, and a lot to other women. So the window now, they're tinted windows, is down like 4 inches, and he's like yelling through the car window. I had to take my headphones off, and I pulled my sunglasses down and just looked at him, and I was like, excuse me, what do you want? And he was like, oh, I just like want to make sure you're okay. I said, what? He said, you're just standing there. You look like you're zoning out. There must be something wrong with you. I'm not even fucking kidding you. This person said this, a man said this to me. So I literally just stared him down because I don't even, there's a part of me that I think is going to start getting saucier to people, but I almost don't want to give them the credit. So I typically just try to ignore people. So I just stared him down. The New Yorker in me could have just simply said like, I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? And is it any of your business to even be talking to me, let alone cracking your window and yelling through it that you think there's a problem with me? Oh, do you think there's a problem with me? I think there's a problem with you, with your tinted ass windows, your sunglasses, rolling it down 4 inches and telling a woman on the street who's minding her own business that there's something fucking wrong with her while you are in your car. Also, for reference, I feel like men just need to hear this. If you are in your car, rolling down a window and either yelling at a woman on the street or talking to a woman on the street is so fucking confrontational. It scares every single woman that this happens to, unless they already know you. If you're a stranger, and this happens probably monthly to me, where I'm just like, do men not understand how predatory it is to crack the window? They never roll the window the whole way down. They never get out of the car. There's no like approach. They just like keep all of their energy to themselves in a predatory way, and then either like cat call, street call, like consistently. What I will say, what I have dealt with in Los Angeles, and I don't know about New York, but I know a lot of other women deal with this, is men tend to project, there must be something wrong with you. Are you okay? And I didn't say this to him, but I was like, are you gaslighting me on the street for placing my fucking hand on a tree because I'm a shaman? And is it any of your goddamn business? You're a stranger. If I had a child, I'd be like, throw whatever you have at that man. Like, throw it at his face. Like, that is a stranger, and he may as well have candy. He's being creepy as F. Like, don't you dare talk to a human like that. It's wild. It's wild. And then when I stared him down, he finally was like, oh, I just thought there was something wrong with you. And he said it again. He was like, are you okay? And I just looked at him. I said, I don't think it's any of your fucking business. Also, for those of you that don't know the difference between Los Angeles and New York, the way that I've handled this situation is the way a New Yorker would handle this situation. In Los Angeles, everyone's like, oh, you care about me. Oh my God, I will just slip my wrist when I go home instead of dealing with this confrontation up front. Like, everybody in LA is like nice outwardly and then super bitchy behind closed doors. Like, they're just slaughtering you with gossip. In New York, I'm from New York. We are cutthroat up front. Cutthroat up front, bitch. Get it together. You're a stranger on the street. Don't fucking talk to me. What do you want? What do you want? That's how I handle most stuff with strangers. I'm just like, what do you want? You clearly want something. What do you want from me? State your intentions clearly before I make you regret this entire interaction. Like that's the attitude. Now, the thing about New Yorkers, and everyone in New York knows this about New Yorkers. Once you crack through the fucking surface, we're the sweetest humans in the goddamn world. The sweetest. But New Yorkers there's so much conflict in the air all the time. There's so many people on the street that you can't just be nice with your energy. You'd be eaten alive by fucking 9 a.m. Like, you'd have no life force energy left by 9 a.m. Those of you that are New Yorkers get it. I haven't been back to New York in a minute, but my best friends are all in New York, so I check in with them. And one of them last week, she lives in Bed-Stuy, was like, tell me the differences again between LA and California. And because I was like, these are the character traits I've been developing. She was like, you're such a New Yorker. Like, she was like, people just have no idea. They just don't understand. Like, New Yorkers have a hard exterior shell. We're real bitchy. It's the resting bitch face is there for protection because people are nuts. Now, I find benefit in using that in LA because in LA, they got this rapey vibe. They're like, oh, I'll just try to like seduce you through conversation by negging you. And I'm like, that was the quick way to get me almost to call the cops on the phone. I'm just waiting, but I'm going to make you more uncomfortable than you make me. And I'm going to hold this space of making it uncomfortable because I'm not going to be the one that walks away. That is radical authenticity. Now, I have taken 14 minutes and that balance too. I just saw 14:14 on the timer. So we are in strict balance. Actually, let me back up for a second. I know I'm going a million miles an hour. I also do have a fast mind and I do have ADHD. So I'm just like, and I was actually just really excited to talk about this topic. My personality, a lot of my authenticity is that I am like very 50-50 split between like a New Yorker and Californian personality. The hard worker and the relaxed version of myself. The hard exterior and the super soft, super sweetheart that I just like can't even, like, I'm just trying to protect her sweet little heart. So I got to be mean on the street. it's also this, I was really contemplating earlier this morning around like the West Coast, East Coast conflicts, like in the 80s and 90s, you know, because when I grew up, like I never thought I was going to move to Los Angeles. Ever. Never. Was never on my list of things to do. I was like, losers live in LA. They're all superficial as fuck. Like they're fake. They're Barbies. I was like, we don't do that. We don't do that. Okay. I was like, I'm going to live in Manhattan. Like, it's like funny what life does, by the way, because my actual personality is very much needed, California. Now, without going into detail here, but my friends call California my, what do they call it? My rehab, my recovery. They're like, Stormie had to get away from all of the shit she grew up with, and she went to rehab, and rehab is LA. Like, I'm just like, I've been on a 10-year journey here of just claiming who I am, feeling really robustly confident with myself, and radically authentic, which is the hardest for people that come from steep abuse. I did grow up with domestic violence. I did have events in my life that were very, very traumatic and tumultuous, many of them. And if you have any, and this happens with a lot of women, you guys, a lot of women, men almost don't get it when they hear things like this. And privileged women also, not as much, but like I talk to women all the time. I also volunteer a lot with underprivileged humans. And it's just like, if you come from any level of abuse or violence, being confident, being authentic, speaking your mind is a fucking luxury. And I hope to help train people out of that, to be able to develop themselves into being confident and to be the example for many, many women specifically, but also both genders in general, and children, teens, to see like, you can change. You can cultivate authenticity, cultivate confidence, even when it is stripped from you in absolutely every inhumane way. You can still build yourself up. And I know I was like all goofy and now I'm dropping into like a serious motivational place, but like, I promise you, you can build yourself up. And now I'm going to slam home my main message, which is there's a reason why authenticity is so fucking hard and why it's a bumper sticker that most people place either on their cars, on their refrigerator, on their fucking water bottles, but don't actually live it. Because the truth is, when you walk outside of your door and do something authentic, whatever that something is, that is a unique ritual of service to yourself, to your heart, to your authenticity, to your own personal confidence, a core need of your own, for your own energy, you will be confronted with some douchebag, excuse my language, that has an opinion and wants you to stay small. These are energetic forces. So this human that bothered me today, really this is a force. It's a demonic force that continually confronts me to try to condition me to go back into smaller behavior, to try to condition my behavior so that I naturally, subconsciously walk out of my apartment and want to touch the tree and go, oh, I can't touch the tree because every 3 days that I do it, somebody fucking confronts me about it. Instead, I cultivate the expression, I forget what it's called, when you do a counteraction. If I know that it might piss someone off, but I know it's a core need of mine, I will fucking do it anyway. And I will just eat shit over and over and over again until I can train my internal core of my nervous system to prioritize my needs above other people's needs that are strangers, that have absolutely no business interjecting their drama, their opinions, or anything into my life. If it's humans you actually care about, like handle it in a different way, okay? I'm just talking about it with the absurdity of the fact that strangers do this regularly in a beautifully safe neighborhood. Like, I'm not like on the fucking streets, like in like Beverly Hills. Like, it's like, get it together, humans. What are you doing? This is why it's so fucking hard to be authentic. Because I was thinking earlier today, I was like, when I talk about authenticity, I can feel the program of what people think. They're like, oh, being authentic is just me. I don't need a program to learn how to do that. I'm like, Please. Likely you're not authentic. And that's not me being insulting or confrontational. I'm trying to say most of you that think you're authentic are surface level authentic. The real authenticity is understanding your behavioral patterns, your motivations, and when do you choose to tone yourself back or actually do what you need in the moment based on what other people that are usually and likely strangers might think about you or might say to you. That's why I don't make eye contact with people on the street. This dude was doing this in his car. Also, I set such a great standard when you really practice radical authenticity and confidence. And if you are interested in all of that, my program, Break the Mold, we go into a deep dive in over 25 hours of content. It's 12 modules, and I deliver 2 modules dripped per week, so you can do it in 6 weeks if you want. Anyway, the link is in the description below. We'll go into that a little bit later. But the reason why I'm teasing up all this content and understanding around authenticity is because I teach authenticity. I teach confidence. And most people think you can just like be yourself. But you being yourself, you don't even realize that you're not actually yourself. You're actually just a pattern of habits that are acting, that you've been conditioned for approval based on your childhood, based on your many of you guys, your romantic relationships, and based on your conditioning of what's comfortable and what's not comfortable, as far as how much conflict you're willing to deal with people. And it programs your behaviors subconsciously and automatically to a point that I would call dangerous. I would never want my mind to be programmed without my intentional curiosity and understanding around whether or not that's how I actually want to act and behave. I'm very, very intentional about my behaviors, because your mind is absolutely everything. Your mind creates your reality. Your thoughts are alive. So every time you deny yourself something that you need or an expression that you would naturally express because of someone else's opinion, you create timelines. You create behavioral patterns of prioritizing strangers' needs above your own. That is the quickest way to live somebody else's life, to be poor and to be upset and to be not living your life purpose. And I'm coming in so authentic, like this is my authenticity. I'm coming in so passionate because this is who I am. I just have a lot of energy for things. I don't generally speak when I'm bored. You know what I mean? And I'm not usually bored. To the point where I will find something to not be bored, which sometimes my nose gets into places it shouldn't be. But I mean, just going back to authenticity, it's like so many people think they're authentic, and it's like actually the second we crack open your noggin and like really look at your behavioral patterns, it's like you're just acting. And it's no shade. It's like, don't be upset with yourself. I'm just bringing attention to this misunderstanding of what is authentic versus not. And I do live in Los Angeles, and it's like the fucking king queen here of like, I'm authentic, and it's like you're just a professional actor, literally. Like, just get out. I love actors too. That's not shade to actors. This is just like me being like a comedic punk. Authenticity and confidence are really about understanding what your priorities are, what's important to you, how you cultivate your behavioral patterns, what motivates you in your behavioral patterns, and what you will allow to stand up against you and your needs being met for yourself without validation of other people. Not only this morning with my story was I not validated by this other person, but literally this other person devalued me. This fucking stranger, not even on the internet, you guys, this stranger on the street in a creepy ass car who was probably in his 20s, I don't know, maybe 30s, like devalued me and said, I just thought there was something wrong with you. And I was like, this is not the first time this shit has happened. And this isn't someone that knows that I channel or like literally I just had my hand on the tree. 60 seconds. And this dude's already confronting me. And it's just like, I'm going to give you another example of this. It's very similar. If any of you love nature, like expect people to be dicks. Unless you're in a small town or unless you're in a forest. When I lived in upstate New York, nobody confronted me. When I lived in Vermont, nobody confronted me about touching a tree. In LA, they're like, oh, I don't know if it's sanitary. Did you touch that tree? That tree might have an STD. And I'm like, no, I think that was your behavioral patterns from the last 3 weeks. Like, this tree is fucking pristine. New Yorkers won't even give you this level of shit for touching a tree. They would just look at you and be like, yeah, this fucking city's insane. We need a break. Maybe I'll touch the tree with you. Do you mind? Oh, I'll touch this tree. I'll make sure I touch the tree away from you. I'll respect your fucking space. Respect your goddamn space, okay? Like, hey, fuck you. Like, yeah, all right. I'm going over to this tree. This tree, babe. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just continue your fucking tree conversation. It's a little, can I model off of you? Do you mind? What are you doing? I don't know. With New Yorker, I'm fucking around, but like with New Yorkers, there's almost like a level of respect with the interjection, with the disrespect. I don't know how else to explain this. In LA, I don't know if it's gotten worse or my attention has just been on it more recently. It's almost like, I'm not gonna lie. And or I was gonna say, or I've gotten hotter, so now the attention on me is greater. So I have more attention that I need to like sort through quickly. But in LA, it's almost like to get someone's attention, strangers interject themselves and devalue the human in front of themselves. And these aren't necessarily all narcissists, but I feel like the way that people interact in Los Angeles in a way to get other humans' attention is almost built off of the behavioral patterns of narcissism, which kind of, I'm just unpacking this information right now on stream, this channel. It's like, it kind of makes sense to me actually, because the entire city is built off of professionally acting, right? It's built off of Hollywood, which is a self-involvement. Totally makes sense. Anyway, yeah, that's culturally. And you guys will know, I've been here for 10 years. I fucking adore Los Angeles. I love it. I'm just telling you what's going on. Relevant to the program, that if any of this resonates with you, or you feel like this, that you would want to learn how to become confident and radically authentic, then check out the description link and come fucking enroll. You will love it. You will love it. It's a beautiful program. It's incredible. I teach you to be radically authentic. I teach you how to get out of your way, get clear, drop your fucking past, drop bombs on that past, understand boundaries, set boundaries with other humans, know when to be in conflict, when to step out, when to set your boundaries, when not to, releasing codependency, starting to understand your behavioral patterns around other people and what's authentic and what's not. The more authentic you are, the more opportunity you have to become wealthy, to be healthy, to do what you want to do online, to build a brand, make the money you need, make the career moves you need. Everything stems from your confidence. If your confidence is destroyed, or if you have a low self-worth, you cannot possibly bust out and actually create a life that you want. You will have to rely on the confidence of others to support you. I'm going to be real honest. Like, I know this is going to be crazy to say, but I think confidence is worth more than money. If you have confidence, you'll go get money. You'll find money. You'll make money. It'll be easy. You'll claim opportunity. I am also very entrepreneurial, and I can't imagine not being confident. If you're not confident, you get no opportunity. You have to go fucking make it. And that's the New Yorker side of me. Like, we go get it. You want it? Go fucking get it. Nobody's going to bring it to your door. What else did I want to say on this? Just enroll, okay? And I'm going to tell you my next story. Thanks, you guys. Oh, gosh. What did you say? Take a Xanax? Dude, fuck off. You couldn't pay me to take that. Go to sleep. That's what he just said. Go to sleep. Go back to that energy where the men can just take what they want. I love being unhinged. I'm not even gonna stop. When you guys feed me shit, it just gives me a reason to like fly off the hook in the best way possible. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I was looking for more material. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna tell you the next story. This all has to do with being shamanic and just fucking meditating with trees. I have almost 500 people in here. This is amazing! You guys, you have to go back and watch the full stream, okay? You have to get the full Stormie Calder vibe. And then you need to subscribe. Specifically for the women. If you are a woman on this stream and you are into personality, like, yes, into spirituality and metaphysics, please subscribe. Tap the bell. All the things. Okay. Oh my gosh. Comments. I'm just gonna ignore them. Next story. Beverly Hills. I go to parks. I go on walks. I go to trees. I hang out with the trees. I have to. I'm a shaman. It's how I connect with nature. I'm sitting at a park with a tree meditating. Okay, so I'm in the right place. I'm at a park. This is not anywhere weird. This is not on the street. I'm literally meditating at the base of a tree. This guy walks by. And he started like lingering around the tree, and I was like, oh God, here we go. I was like, one of my spirit guides was like, just hold on. If he talks to you, don't slam him back a century, okay? And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, we'll see how much bitchy we turn on. Because it was none of his business, is my point with that. So I'm literally in the middle of meditating. And I had my hands on the ground, on the roots of the tree. That's how I meditate. This guy walks by, stops more, cranes his head around, peels around, and then he just like looks at me. And I was like, I'm literally in the middle of like, and I was like, what do you want? And he's like, I just want to know what's so interesting about you staring up into the sky. And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, well, I don't know. Like normally, this is a situation where I normally would kick somebody out immediately and be like, that's none of your fucking business. Like go find yourself somewhere else. Not here. You're not getting my number. Get out. Like now my guides though, there was something about that interaction that I needed to be a part of for like an exchange of karmic healing or what have you. So I engaged with it and just spoke to him briefly. But it was really interesting because he was like, and this is in LA, like LA is like the center of where the metaphysical and spiritual trends start. All the cults start here, don't they? Like, can we just like, you know what I mean? Okay, hold on. Let me back up again. I get distracted with the comments. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to do another stream where I let all these douchebags in my stream and just go off, like as comedy instead of spirituality. There's so much material here. Like, oh my God. Anyway, the guy comes to the tree. He's like, I just want to know like what's so interesting about what you're doing. And I'm like, I don't even understand this. I'm in Beverly Hills. Like, LA is known for spirituality. There's nothing abnormal about me sitting by a tree. There's nothing abnormal about me meditating. And there's nothing abnormal about me being at a park sitting at a tree meditating in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills. I'm like, this is fucking normal shit. And normally, for those of you that have listened the whole way, I don't explain myself ever because To explain yourself is to give your power away. It's like, unless the situation actually needs you to explain yourself. But I don't explain myself to strangers. I'm like, it's literally none of your business. Like, get out of my hair. Anyway, I was like, I'm meditating. I was like, I'm a shaman. I'm a channel. What do you want? Like, and my guides in that particular conversation for this particular human were like, tell him to sit down and meditate with you. I was like, sit down. I was like, talk to the tree with me. And he was like, what? And I was like, why are you like what's like, why do I even have to deal with this? Like, it's like, this is why authenticity is so hard and why most people are not authentic. Why they act a certain way instead of actually being who they are. Because me being who I am is me sitting by a tree and doing my shamanic rituals that are very simple. It just looks like I'm meditating. Or I'm eating a fucking apple and meditating. You know, it's not complicated. And I consistently get approached, I get dirty looks, it's very strange. And that's, you know, I don't mind it because I've cultivated myself to understand it, to be authentic, and to not change my behavioral patterns based on what strangers project, think, or their judgments. I actively train my behavioral patterns to continue to prioritize me because in the face of strangers, why would I prioritize them? And this is not a humanity thing. This is like, it has to do with your own authenticity. Because like I said, I'm going to give you guys some background proof. Like, I actively volunteer. I'm actively in service, especially for underprivileged humans. And that's something I really care about. So it's just like time and place. Like, who's looking to control and manipulate, and who's actually looking for some level of intimacy that you have invited or that you have agreed to. It all has to do with permission and engagement and agreement. And when we are working with authenticity, radical authenticity, becoming the next version of ourselves, becoming the best version of ourselves, designing our behavioral patterns intentionally into alignment with the person we want to become, all of this long stream is here to say, you will always be met with conflict. You will always be met by an alternative dark force that will come to confront your light. Always. Always. You can count on it. So if you can count on it, then you need to engineer those conflicts into your character development. And by character development, I mean the topmost fucking version of you. I mean your higher potential built into your real life. My higher self is not entertaining these, I don't even know what to call them, these strangers that confront me on the street. Like, just selfish. Like, I'm literally doing something that doesn't involve you, and I'm not hurting, harming anyone, and it's in short bursts of time. It has nothing to do with these other humans, and they just inject themselves into the situation. And it's like, it's understanding that that's going to happen and then being prepared with what you are ready to do to defend and protect your ability to be confident, because confidence can get snatched up in a second. And if it happens several times in a row, especially for women, it creates a subconscious behavioral pattern that is very, very hard to rewire, because it has to do with fear programming. And it has to do with how safe you feel in your skin. And especially when a woman doesn't feel safe, like, those behavioral patterns are now out the window, and now she's just in a trauma response, even a light trauma response, just behavioral pattern to stay safe in a situation. And I'd love to say I wish the world wasn't this way, but it is. Now, you can rise above all of this. But it's not just about being love and light spiritual, because the love and light spiritual version of me, she's not present, okay? I'm real. I'm the real fucking deal. I'd rather be real than like love and light. Being real is love and light. So if I were being fake love and light at the tree, I would have been like, oh, he's looking to start a conversation with me. Okay, I'll tell him I'm meditating. I'll tell him I'm a sham. I'll tell him anything. The New Yorker in me is like, don't tell him anything. That man's a fucking predator. You tell him anything, you just gave him what he fucking needed to try to control you, and now he knows roughly where you live. Like, that's problematic on a number of levels. And I think like this very quickly. A lot of women do. So it's understanding how to work with yourself and how to, again, just design your life, design your habits, your routine patterns around what thoughts you want to cultivate, what traits you want to bring out of yourself, how you want to condition yourself to be confident in any and every situation, especially the situations that will be the most confronting. Because the more you shine, the more you step out, the more your energy confronts the opposite and opposing energies of anywhere, whether it's a city, whether it's a family unit, whether it's it's anything. I don't like to think about it in terms of people, because if I solve something with one person, it'll jump to another person. It's an energy pattern. So I'll get into this on another stream, but I have energy patterns with women that are different than men. And I know what they are. So when the energy jumps, like I'll handle one woman and then it jumps to another woman and I'm like, oh, it's the same energy. It's not that person. Let me just shake that person up. Like they're just not awake enough to be able to see that what they're carrying is an attachment. It's a karmic attachment. It's an entity. It's a shadow entity. And I don't want anything to do with it. And I know that entity is trying to get my fucking attention, but I don't want it. No offense, Archons. I don't want you in my energy. Somebody please just like give me a TV show. Like just tell me, just like pay me well and tell me to be myself. I think that just needs to happen. I'm like just effing around. Anyway, okay. Look at how mean the people are in here. You know what it takes to be as mean as some of you are? You have zero confidence and you likely have zero skills that you could actually take into market and command your life. And you'd prefer to just come onto a stream like this and rant and rave like the the moronic dark entity types that you are, and try to steal someone else's energy because you actually have nothing in spades. Must suck to have no character, that you're hosting demonic attachments in your fucking energy field. Get out of my stream. Oh my God, these people are mean, you guys. Look at how mean, and they're all men. Look at how mean men are. You're all just single and can't get laid. Get out. Playing your fucking video games. Looking at a hot woman and trying to demean her. You're literally, you guys won't see the comments that see this after, but the entire comment section is literally reinforcing what I've been talking about all stream. You are literally reinforcing it. You're reinforcing it with the gender dynamics. You're reinforcing it with the hotness dynamics and attraction. I'm attractive, so you're trying to remove my attraction by demeaning me on my stream, in my comments, so that you can amplify your value as if I see any value in any of you. You're mean. You have little fucking bubbles with a letter in it. You don't even have your real names here. You have no identity, and you'll come into a stream like this and tell a woman that she's a witch, that she's mean, that she has injections, that she, like, this is, like, literally, I know we're not supposed to look at the comments. Okay, this is, like, literally nonsense. But I know for everyone listening, the energetics, you guys know I read. I'm channeling. I'm a shaman. Everything is always shamanically moving towards me what I need for the emphasis of any energy in the moment. And the entire stream is reflecting the same energy dynamics that I have been talking about through this entire channel. It's the same energetic pattern. We live in a universe that has fractal holographic patterns. When I work with people in my programs and individually, I work directly with the holographic templates. I'm working with people's holographic template energetically. The holographic template and the fractal patterns are constantly reflecting the patterns that we're moving through, walking through in reality and the energetics. And this stream is literally, the comments are literally reflecting everything I've been talking about. We got a bunch of masculine strangers on the internet with no identities coming onto a hot woman stream who is an expert in what she's talking about and likes to be a little extra. And when I say a little extra, I mean a lot extra, because I've fucking earned it. I have fucking earned it, and I didn't have to earn it. It should have been my right to be extra. Also, I love giving like Libra comments. We need to shout this out because people think Leos are extra. Libras are the most extra. We just play it. Like Libras are like, I will show you two sides to myself, depending on if I like you or not. If I see you as a threat, you will see the stoic. Every Libra has a stoic side. And if I feel comfortable and confident, you get the extra. because that's what Libras do. Okay. One of my friends, oh my gosh, she has a baby. She's probably like 7. And she's a Libra. And I remember like when she was born and we were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, you have a Libra baby. I was like, she's going to be so extra. And like through the years, like so extra. So, Libras are so fucking extra. We're like natural actors. We're like the tame Leos. We're like Leo. We are like Leos, but we're like, we'll let the Leos take all the hits initially for the attention, and we'll just like hide and like shift a little bit, and then we'll come out and like after the stronger entity takes the hits, then the Libras are like, like, I'm here. I will take all the pretty things now, thank you. Oh, I am the pretty things. One day I'll do an astrology stream. How old are you? None of your business. Absolutely not. Get out. I don't drink. I'm sober. Fuck off. This is fun. I'm 52, babe. Can't you tell? No Botox either. Like, that's like, I could Botox. Maybe I will. If I don't want anything to move. Oh, gosh. Okay. Is there anything else? Let me see if I want to say or channel through. I'm just going to do a last call out here. I love how many people have been in this stream. This is like fucking rad, you guys. My program, Break the Mold, is open for enrollment. It's a 25-hour curriculum, 12 modules. When you enroll, I drip 2 modules per week. So you can complete the program in 6 weeks or do it over 12 weeks. Each module has teaching curriculum on confidence, on radical authenticity. When you check out the link down below, you can expand out and learn about what's in each module and the entirety of the program. Every module also has shamanic meditations where I actually help to train and clear your energetic field, to work with and set your holographic template to help you to relax into your authentic expression, which many of you won't even know what is authentic to you. It's a process of understanding who you are, discovering who you are, and intentionally developing that every day as a practice. What else do I want to say about that? There's lots of homework. We do journal prompts in every module as well. It's a really, really beautiful program. I built it as a culmination of the 17 years of personal development work that I have done, that I did to get myself out of violence, out of physical assault, physical abuse. I come from a very, very dark background. And people wouldn't know it based on how cute I can be, how pretty I can be, what my life looks like now, how comfortable I am, the field and career that I'm in. But all of those changes that I've made stemmed from my ability to understand my personal value, amplify and raise my standards, accept my value, acknowledge my value, build my value, understand what relationships were healthy for me and what wasn't, how to edit and work with those relationships, understanding what were toxic behaviors, what are healthy behaviors, understanding what is confidence and what is shrinking back. What is authentic per person is totally different. So what's authentic to me is likely not authentic to you. And you have to know that. You have to know who you are. What I find a lot, especially in spirituality, is people put on other people's energy. And I can see straight through it because of my psychic abilities. And I'm just like, why are you wearing someone else's energy? Or like, why are you trying to take my energy just because it's hot and popular for me? Like, you'd have to be really fucking rooted in your root chakra and really rooted in your own confidence and authenticity of all of your shadow work in order to pull off the expression that is me. It's a heavy energy. I get on here and I tool around because I've had a fucking hard life and I need to be able to release. I need to be able to have these outlets. It's so authentic to me. And that would be very different from someone that grew up more privileged. Like if they took on the character traits that I have, they would be acting. For me, it's not acting. I'm like, I have a rough and tough side to my personality that needs to be continually worked with, tumbled, and expressed in ways that are healthy. This is a healthy outlet for me. Not just a healthy outlet, it's also amusing. It also builds my brand in the way that I like to build it. It's also me. But what am I like behind closed doors? Pretty fucking sweet. Pretty fucking sweet. Because there's no conflict. I'm on YouTube right now. Like, this is all nonsense. I get to be the most, the most extra. But in my personal relationships, I'm so fucking chill. I'm so chill. Like, I don't know. Like, all growing up, like, people would always say to me, they're like, wow, you are so, they were like, consistently through my adult life, like 20 and beyond, my friends and stuff would always just be like, or people that I meet, acquaintances, would just be like, how are you so relaxed? And I'm like, it's just who I am. Like in my space, that's just who I am. On the internet, not on the street while I'm trying to meditate with a tree, I'm like, bitch, get out of my face. So anyway, it's about understanding who you are authentically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and how to work with all those different traits and really designing and developing the character of who you want to become, which is your higher self. It's your future self. It's your most exalted next level version of you. That does need to be designed and does need to be worked with and channeled from your soul. And behaviorally, you need to be able to cultivate confidence. And I want to also talk briefly about confidence because I notice there's a lot, especially in LA, right? The fake it till you make it. That's not confidence. That's just wearing an outfit of confidence. And these people are so insecure when they go home. Confidence is self-validation, self-love, self-respect. It's doing what you want to do because you want to do it without hurting anyone, without harming anyone. Like with me on the internet, I'm just expressing myself. Like there's like, you guys are still here. I got hundreds of people in this stream today. Like fucking awesome. Please give me more reasons to come be really extra because I will. Don't tempt me, I will. Tempt me, please. I'm looking for any excuse. Anyway, bringing it back to the serious note, understanding who you are and your own personal confidence is about directly aligning with the parts of yourself that are the deepest aspects of your character, bringing them out into the surface, creating safety around them. Because the parts of yourself that are the most deeply authentic will feel the most unsafe, because if people attack them, you'll feel like your entire core will be attacked. It could trigger abandonment wounds. It can trigger a lot of wounding patterns. It's why people aren't authentic. It's why everyone is masking to one degree or another. And authenticity is truly rare. People use it as a bumper sticker. Like, it's just so rare. And it's getting more and more and more rare as AI comes out. Like, it's like nobody's writing anything. Like, people are just about even making their own videos. Like, the acting portion of human behavior, like of human connection, is becoming higher. There are actually more masks, not less. And I'm happy to be someone that teaches this, because I think it's really, really, really important. I think it's important for life source. I think it's important for professional fulfillment, for life purpose, to feel like you're connected to yourself and other humans. To be connected to other humans, you got to be connected to yourself. To be connected to yourself, you got to be real familiar with your solar plexus, real familiar with your personal power, real familiar with your own personal confidence. And if you're not confident, welcome to the club. Like, just about no one is on this planet, until they actually actively develop it. Unless you had amazing parents that trained you with true authentic confidence, it needs to be trained. It needs to be developed. It doesn't come with the operating system, okay? And I do get a lot of compliments on how confident I am, because I have trained this into myself, and I built a program while I was doing it to set the foundation and the template and the map so that I would never forget how I did it, so that other people could do it in the methodology that I took. Because I knew that people were going to compliment me in the future when I created the program. It's an online program. I knew that people were going to be like, wow, she's knocking this out of the park, because I know my own personal growth patterns. I was like in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, like, people are gonna be like, oh my God, you must have come out of the womb this way. And I'd be like, no. And I would have forgotten how I got here had I not created a fucking map with an entire program with a step-by-step on how to get here. So that's what Break the Mold is. If you are interested in that and you're looking to become radically authentic, become unshakably confident, become and unlock the highest version of yourself, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and create those changes into your life with meditations, personal reflections, and teaching content, then I encourage you to enroll. I would invite you to enroll, and I would love to have you and witness your growth in my program. If you have any questions, send me an email. All of those details are linked below. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me, especially those of you who are authentically actually are interested in this content, because I know I got a lot of things going on in the comments. But I'm sending you so much love. Those of you that have been following me for quite a while, that are in my audience, I just want to give you a big shout out. I always appreciate the love and the attention. I'm so happy that you guys enjoy learning from me and enjoy watching me grow, because my growth is always so active and so real. And even if you scroll through my videos a year ago, like, my growth is pretty present. Like, I grow, like, I have gasoline lit below my butt. Like, I grow. This is what I teach. This is what I do. I do it because it's necessary, and because I believe in having an amazing life. Not a stuck life, not a mediocre life, an amazing life. And some of us have to climb a little more, a little faster, a little stronger, and have a lot more hurdles to have an amazing life, because we had more stacked against us when we were born or throughout our lives, from patterns of abuse, etc. And I know I've got a lot of you in my audience, and I'm happy to make the maps. I'm happy to bring you along the journey, and to show you the maps through the weekly updates and everything that I do, and so that we can all rise together, faster, stronger. We've all got community when we want it, when we pick our heads up and we go look for it. Nobody's truly alone. So that's what I got. Okay, better together. Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Enroll and break the mold. Okay, bye.